Hello everyone, it's the Ecom Dad here, and today I think I'm just gonna go on a little bit of a rant about all the stuff that really annoys me in the ecom space. So I don't watch nearly as many YouTube videos and like ecom gurus as I used to just starting out, but I still watch them a decent amount. And there's just one recurring theme which just annoys me so much whenever I hear it. Like I know if someone's saying this, they're an idiot, and it's build a brand. I hear it all the time. People tell their students you have to build a brand. What annoys me about that piece of advice is that almost every single guru or YouTube channel always tells their audience to build a brand without ever explicitly talking about what that actually means. What the fuck does that even mean? Build a brand. It's just such a lame piece of non-advice, and people listen to it and they go, "Oh, that's really good advice," and it doesn't mean anything. It's meaningless. It's like telling someone, be strong. It's great. Build a brand. Okay. What the fuck does that even mean? I mean, I'm looking at the definition here. A brand is a type of product manufactured by a particular company under a particular name. What I think gurus mean when they say build a brand is have a store that customers like to come back to. They like to shop there again and they like to tell their friends about it, and they're invested in the store. I think that's what they mean, although no one's ever said it. And that's just obviously you want to do that. Obviously, if you can, you want to do that. It's just such a dumb, inane piece of advice. It's like telling someone to go and make money. Great. How the fuck do I do that? And the good news and the bad news is you can't do that. You cannot build a brand. I absolutely promise you. You cannot build a brand dropshipping junk from AliExpress. It's not possible. It doesn't matter how good your store looks. It doesn't matter how fast you are at replying to customers. It doesn't matter how great your marketing is. If you've got a crappy product and it's taking 2 weeks to get to a customer, you can't build a brand. It's absolutely impossible. And there is some good news and some bad news in that. I mean, the bad news is that you can't build a brand. You can't start a brand from AliExpress. But the good news is you can still make money from AliExpress without building a brand. You can just hop from one thing to the next until you have enough money to actually build a brand. Because that's essentially what AliExpress dropshipping is. Even if you have an agent, it's the same. Nothing lasts a long time. Your customer feedback score is eventually going to go to shit. You've got a limited set window to try and churn out as much money as you can. And I'm not saying scam people, obviously never do that. But I think as long as you offer your customers to return a product that they're not happy with, that's fine. If you can make money doing that, even if the product's shitty, if most people don't return it because they can't be bothered, I mean, that's fine. That's ethical as far as I'm concerned. And if it's making you money, get the fucking money. So to basically sum up my first depressing point, you can't build a brand dropshipping from AliExpress, but you can make some money, and you can make enough money to build a proper brand down the road, kind of like the process I'm going through. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Just milk some AliExpress products until they're dry, offer returns to customers when they want, make some money, and then you can think about building a proper brand. AliExpress dropshipping is just a beginner stepping stone on the way to real business. So ignore these gurus that tell you to build a brand. Don't build a fucking brand. Learn how to make a bit of money first. That's the best way to do it. So that's done. The second kind of myth I want to bust, something that really annoys me, is people always go on about the Facebook learning phase, which I haven't spent loads and loads of money on Facebook ads. I've probably spent about £150,000, which is $200,000, if not a bit more. And I can absolutely promise you the learning phase doesn't exist. It's a complete myth. I mean, ad sets always start off doing really well and they will get worse over time, not the other way around. So if you hear anyone saying that, most of the time they're chatting bullshit. Max, it will take Facebook like a day to kind of optimize. Sometimes if you've used a pixel that's been used for an entirely different product, you won't get any sales on the first day and a low click-through rate, but the next day Facebook learns what's going on and they'll and they'll update and they'll do better. So yeah, I see advice on Facebook groups all the time telling you to spend more money, to exit the learning phase, to do all this stuff. It's a complete myth, complete and utter bullshit. Every time I launch a product, it's really profitable at the beginning, and as you scale, it gets less profitable, not the other way round. You need a strong foundation. So if you launch a product and it's got a 0.3% click-through rate on the first day, kill it. It's not going to make money. It's not going to make money. Kill it, find something else, try something new. And another piece of advice I would kind of highly recommend is to just stop listening to people on these Facebook groups. When I first started dropshipping like 2 years ago, I used to always ask questions on them and listen to what people said, because people say stuff so confidently and almost with like an air of authority. You just believe them, especially when you're a beginner and you don't know anything. And 95% of the time, they're just chatting absolute complete bullshit. They have no idea what they're talking about. Once you've actually done a decent number of sales, you look back on like the advice you've been given in the past, and it's like, that sent me back weeks, the kind of stuff you hear. So if you want to listen to any gurus, I'd recommend older ones. Don't listen to don't take business advice from a 20-year-old. Don't take life advice from a 20-year-old. Are you an idiot? Listen to older people and people that are less flashy, less pizzazzy. Ricky Hayes is a perfect example of a YouTuber to watch. He actually knows what he's talking about. And there's Nick Arminas as well. He's brilliant. So yeah, don't really listen to people on Facebook groups. If you're going to follow gurus, follow boring older gurus, because they actually know what they're talking about and they're not super flashy. And because, I mean, making these YouTube videos is a lot of work. This is like most of my day, just making this. And it's going to come out rubbish. So some of these YouTube gurus, you see they release a video every 2 days and it's such good high production quality. There's no way they've got time to do anything else. This takes a lot of time to do, to make these videos. If you're making a video every 2 days, you ain't doing nothing else with your time. I promise you. So yeah, listen to people that YouTube's like a side hobby for them. They're older and they're boring. They haven't got the high production value because they actually have the real knowledge. Don't listen to people on Facebook groups. Don't build a brand. It's absolutely impossible. Facebook learning doesn't exist. Ignore anyone that says otherwise. And yeah, don't listen to people on Facebook groups. And I will just go through a bit of social proof just to show I actually know what I'm talking about. So let's do that. So here is the biggest ad account I have that was unfortunately banned about 2 months ago, and Facebook still haven't got back to me with a response about why it was banned or if I'm going to get it back. But that's life, that's Facebook. So as you can see, 43 grand spent, 3.3 return, £135,000 sales. That's a decent amount of profit right there. Probably about 25 grand profit, if not a bit more. Nice. Yeah, so I do know what I'm talking about, and I've got a bunch of different ad accounts which are all banned, unfortunately. But here's another one, 87 grand spend, £87,000 sales with 38 grand spend. Not too shabby. So I do kind of know what I'm talking about. And I'm also going to show you the difference between dropshipping from China and actually starting to build. Okay, so right here is the kind of brand that I'm trying to build. As you can see, the feedback score, it was 4.8 last week. Now it's dropped all of a sudden to 3.9. I have no idea why. It's probably just a blip. But it's steadily been going up over time as I've been working on the customer service and making the product quality better. So this is a print-on-demand brand that I'm running, which has done over $250,000 in sales so far, which is okay. And I use printing partners in the UK or the US, or I've even started shipping some stuff out myself. So it is actually, like, it's not drop shipping junk from China. This is sustainable. Understand? And now I will show you what happens when you drop ship from China. Here we go. This is exactly what happens. Your business can no longer advertise on Facebook. This is kind of just like a product that I kind of know is a bit profitable, and I just milked it all the way through Christmas. I knew it would completely die because that's what happens, but yeah. You see the difference between those two styles? Drop shipping from China, brand. You can't start a brand if you're drop shipping from China, and that's fine. You can still make. I made money off this store. I didn't make a brand, but I'm going to put this money towards my actual brand. So that's everything. If you've got a question, let me know. Thank you very much.